Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this video and like not cry. Hi guys, I feel like I wanted to do a bit of a catch up in my headquarters, of course, because I feel like I've been kind of going through it, and it's honestly been about a year and a half that I've been feeling this way, but I'm just kind of slowly starting to kind of like make sense of it. So I was like, okay, let's do a little catching up with the fam. My man and I are gonna go on a bit of a date. Nothing crazy. We're just gonna go to the mall and then get some dinner. So yeah, get ready with me. So for starters, I am 37. Don't tell me if you think I look it or not. I cannot handle your opinions right now. When I turned 35, I remember feeling this feeling, and it was when I looked at myself, right? Like it was my face, but it was also like just this feeling inside me that was very much like, oh, something's different here. Like, I couldn't put my nose on it, but I could feel it and I could see it. I was single at the time. I was running my crazy ass business. We had like a corporate catering contract that sucked the entire life out of me. And I lost a bunch of weight. I really don't think it was a bunch. I think it was just like 15 pounds, but because I'm short, anytime I lose like 3 pounds, it looks like I'm on Ozempic. So when I kind of felt like this shift happened, I went into like hardcore, like let me just work on like looking better mode. And then I started to look better, but I still kind of felt like this gnawing, right? Like in my soul. I just felt like I was really going through a shift. Within that time, I got a boyfriend, I got a concussion, I gained that weight back and maybe a little bit more. And I don't know, it feels like one day I just woke up and I just looked older, you know? Like, I'm not saying I'm old. I'm just saying like, you know, as a human, we go through just a few shifts in life. Like one of them is from being a kid to like adolescence, right? Or I guess puberty. And then from puberty to like, okay, you're 21 now, you're like an adult, right? And you're just like getting used to the real world. After that shift, you're there for a while, but then after that shift, you do go into like, oh shit, I'm like a full adult now. And like, I look it. I just felt like overnight one day it just like shifted, and that's been really hard. And I hate to admit that because I feel like I'm such a deep person, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I have more substance and I think more of myself than just being like this body or this face or whatever. But we can't really escape the world that we live in and the kind of constant dialogue that we get every single day about like how youth and how looking good is truly like our biggest currency. As much as I don't like to play into it and I know better than that, it was just obvious that like a part of me did, you know, buy into that. And even though that part makes me upset, it's also just, it's hard to look at yourself and not like recognize the person looking back at you. Like it takes a minute, you know. I'm not upset that I'm getting older. I'm just kind of like, whoa, what is this, you know? I feel like I have jowls now. Like I never had jowls. And I did gain weight, so maybe if I lose weight that'll go away. But I have wrinkles on my forehead, I have wrinkles around my eyes, and even just there's something about like, I was saying this like jokingly when I was at home with my family, but like I really do feel like I lost some like light in my eyes, because when I look in the mirror, I can't tell you how much I don't feel like I look like myself. And I feel so unrecognizable to me that I wonder if my concussion like just knocked me in a very particular way that like changed something in me. I was a really depressed kid when I was little, but a lot of it was circumstantial. And I didn't realize how depressed I was until I got out of it, like in my early 20s when I started like doing yoga and really doing some of like that work. That's when I was like, oh wow, I was like really sad, you know? I'm kind of having a little bit of that moment now of like, I've lost my like pink, so to speak. And I don't know I don't know if it's age. I don't know if I'm really just sad. I don't know. But with that said, it's like everything changes in your 30s. Like I'm really happy for my friends that have kids and they are so happy with their kids, and people evolve and lives change, and like, yeah, you just can't hang out like you used to. And I'm not necessarily like sad about that, but I do think that like, you know, they change as well. When you're a mother, like you're just a different person now and your priorities change. And so even when I do hang out with certain friends or I do talk to them, it just feels like things are different and you either just drift apart or you find like a new way to connect. I luckily have just a very small amount of friends that where we're still actively trying to like connect in that way and like trying to like stay strong. But then there's also other friends that like they're just kind of like gone now, you know, and that's totally life and that's okay. But you know, there's that part. And I moved to LA by myself when I was 21. My family and are cool, but we're not necessarily like really close. So like for me, my friends are kind of like, they're kind of like everything. Yeah, I don't know. That's been hard. And, you know, my lifestyle's changed a little bit. I spent the last 2 years building my business and working my ass off. And I would unwind with a bunch of beers. But, like, once you're over 35, girl, you can't really unwind the way you used to. Yeah. So all that to say, this whole aging thing has been a little rough on me. And it's not because I'm sad that I'm getting older. It's just the silence of it is so loud in my head. Every time I look in the mirror, every time I talk to certain friends, every time I try to make plans, every time I'm putting something on my face, every time I'm eating something, it's so present for me right now that like, yeah, I'm pretty sure every woman has had this feeling before. So it is what it is. And I'm actually going to do a few things this year that will just make me kind of feel more supported. Number one is upgrading my skincare. That'll be my next video because I got a bunch of stuff and I want to show you guys. My workout routine, as you guys know if you've known me for a while, I am a fitness girly and my workout routine is really not changing that much, but I'll kind of talk about like why. I did a video before, but I feel like I was just kind of rambling and didn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna like add a little bit of that fitness stuff in there. And then I'm gonna also talk about style and makeup. I'm following this girl on TikTok right now, and she kind of teaches you like how to do your makeup for your complexion, for your face, and not just like the makeup tricks you used to use like back in 2010, because like once your face changes, like you just can't do the same things anymore. So I'm gonna do a separate video on those things, but don't get it twisted, okay? I'm not sitting here thinking I'm like not a baddie and that I'm just like the world is over, although sometimes I have thought that. I'm just being honest with like everything I've been processing, you know what I mean? But anyways, what else has kind of led to this deep dark hole? Right, so I'm in a relationship now. I've been in a relationship since 2021. It is 2026, and I was in that relationship from 2014 to 2021. So a lot of years. It was quite traumatic. If you want some chisme about it, last episode of Dinner with Friends has some. Now I have this boyfriend, and he's and I'm going to tell you something in confidence, so you can't tell anyone, okay? He's 29. I'm 37. I'm 37 and he's 29. It's crazy. It's crazy. I didn't think it was possible either, girl, but let me tell you. I think that men born in that era, they were just raised with more information than our parents had. Therefore, their level of like care is totally different. Like, I only dated my age and up, like way up. And I can confirm these millennial men, I'm sure that there's a few good eggs, okay? I'm not saying your man is not one of them. I'm just saying it's just different. And I'm down for different. I had a friend once tell me when I was dating, she was just like, oh, like, what's your type? And I would like tell her. And then she was just like, okay, well, it looks like your type's not working, you know? And so I went like totally opposite of my type. And I actually have a video queued up talking about like how to date like the nice guy after you've only dated assholes. So hold and breathe for that. And I mention this because looking at him every day reminds me that I'm not 29. You know what I mean? He doesn't care. He like loves it. But like, it's just like so forward in my face where I'm just like, ah. And then, you know, I'm a pretty big no with the idea of kids. I have no desire in me to be a mother, and I always say like I love my future kids so much that I don't want to have them, because I think that they deserve so much more than what I'm willing to kind of change at this point in my life. And also, this world is just a little fucking crazy. I know that I would be such an amazing mom, and that's why I think I don't want to do that, because it's like I would also make an amazing like I don't know, fucking chef if I dedicated myself, but like, I don't want to be a chef. You know what I mean? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But anyway, with that said, I can't help but think about it. I'm 37. I have to make like a super solid conscious choice about it. And it just sucks because it just feels like a woman cannot have the option to have a child and also her own big full life, right? Like you hear it all the time that women always say like, you can have it all, but just not at once. And it's just like, there's so much rage that you have to process in your 30s as a woman because you realize just all the fucking gaslighting and bullshit people have fed you when you were in your 20s and any other extra trauma if you're me. And then now I have to like decide whether I want a family or like keep working and plugging away at my career. That's so unfair. He's definitely the first man that I've ever met that has made me think about it. He is the type of man that like wants to be a father. He doesn't just want kids, you know what I mean? Which I think is a big difference. Like I have no interest in having a family just so everyone can be like, oh, you have a family. Like choosing the wrong guy to have kids with will ruin your life. I am a product of that. I see it everywhere. I'm just like not going there. So I'm definitely working through that a little bit. You just have to process a lot in your 30s, like a lot of big stuff in your 30s. And I don't know. I like knew I was going to get here. I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize it would feel the way it feels. So good relationships still trigger you. Like I didn't realize how much from my past I still had to work through until I got with him. Because of course you're the funnest, chillest, coolest girl in the world when you're single, right? Nothing's triggering you. Nothing's bothering you. And when you're in a relationship, it's like, so yeah, we are very in love. He's truly the best guy I've ever been with, and I am very happy. But don't worry, girl, I am very aware that a golden retriever is still a dog. So while he is just an angel, we're keeping it strict over here, okay? So just trust your girl's doing okay. Anyway, girl, so yeah, it's just fucking a lot. It's been a lot. But I am not a girl to fold, as you know, as I hope you know. And I'm picking myself up again. I'm getting going, posting a little this, doing a little that. It's very important to me that I create. I'm a creative person at heart. So yeah, prepare to be sick of me. I am making it a goal to post a weekly YouTube video. I've discovered too with my creativity that I've tried to like fit myself into a lot of these like boxes that is social media, like a lot of the style of content that people make. It's just like not my vibe. It's not like me to be like, here are 3 ways that I'm, I don't know, fucking eating more fiber. Like bless the girls that do that. And trust me, like I've done that to a degree before when I was like trying all this stuff out, but like I'm just not that girl. I am like this girl. I'm like the one that fucking talks forever, okay? Like I am. I just want to connect with people that have like some fucking depth, like some, and talk about like real stuff, you know? And you would think with like all the podcasts and shit that are out there and all of these shows that are coming out, like people would be a little bit more real and talk like with a little bit more like grounding, but like it just feels like I keep hearing the same shit all over again. At the very least, I told myself keeping a weekly video goal in my schedule will allow me to keep showing up for myself creatively. And if no one fucking watches these videos, I'm gonna feel proud of myself for doing things that are creative, and it's gonna have to lead to something, and I don't have to know what it is. That's none of my business. My business is to show up. So this is me showing up. If you are here, say hello. But anyway, so if you are also sad and you're also going through it, I'm here to remind you that it's all good. Go through it. Be sad. Be sad. If you try to not be sad, you get sadder. Okay, so just be sad. Be sad for a while. Mope, cry, like wallow, and then get back in it, you know? New is good. Change is always good. We are of nature, and nature moves in seasons, okay? So like, you're just in a season right now, and it might suck. And you might be just getting out of it, or maybe you're still in the muck of it. Or maybe you're like, fuck, some days are good, some days are bad. That's okay. That is nature, okay? But then it shifts. It always shifts. It'll always change. and then it's gonna be happy for a while, it's gonna be great, and then guess what? It's gonna shift again, okay? So it's just life. It's just life. We just have to roll with it, and we have to stay connected and positive and kind to ourselves. Okay, thanks for being here if you're still here, and I will see you next week.